Good evening, everyone, and namaste. Today is a very special day for all of us. Today is the Hahnemannian Day. The discovery of homeopathy happened today, and it's widely known as the World Homeopathic Day. And today is also our first day of the 6 months practical course on classical homeopathy. And it's a pleasure to have all of you here today. So, my talk today is about very basic principles of homeopathy because we have many students watching this course probably for the first time. Many college students from first year, second year, third year, many interns, also some practitioners are watching this. So about Samuel Hahnemann, his life, if you really study his life, and today's a time to talk about his life. If you think of the main things about him that inspire me about him was his attitude. He went through so much of struggle, but he never gave up. I think that is one of the most inspiring thing about him. The other very important thing about Hahnemann that you can study from his life is that he never gave up. Every time every time there was some difficult situation that came up, he never gave up at all. He kept learning. He kept questioning himself. He kept learning new things. As you know, he knew many languages. He knew different sciences, so different learnings from him. He kept questioning himself, that what am I doing. He was very conscientious. As you already know, he was actually an allopathic doctor, and much later was when he realized that the results in allopathy weren't up to his satisfaction. He came towards homeopathy. So very conscientious, very had a very strong moral values and ethics. And finally, one of the last things which I feel, and there are many things we can talk for next 2 hours about him. But one of the main things that you could learn from him was he took everything as a challenge. Everything for him was a challenge. So these are the main things, because many students are here. Many people have studied about Hahnemann, but his life story itself is a very big inspiring story for all of us. So what are the basic principles of homeopathy? The principles of homeopathy are the same. The law of similars, which mean like cures like. Holism, what is true to the part is true to the whole. And individualization, which means that every person experiences the same situation in a different way, and that every person requires different form of treatment. If you want to understand holism and individualization in a little more deeper manner, you have to understand that each individual is a sum of his physical and mental being. The physical being meaning his body parts, his functioning, his organ system, his glands, his tissues, etc. And the mental being includes his thoughts, his feelings, his perception, his sensations, his reactions, his experience. So it includes both sides to it. In modern medicine, everything is about diagnosis, everything is about investigation, everything is about the clinical name of the disease. In homeopathy, when we study a case, we don't only look at the diagnosis, although diagnosis is extremely important, but we look at what is disturbed at a deeper level. What is disturbed at a energy level? What is disturbed at the mind and body level? How did the problem start? What was the initial exciting factor? What were the initial symptoms that came up? So homeopathy, more or less, is a little bit like a designer's approach. This is the law of individualization. That means that for every person, the remedy is designer made. What may help one person may not help the other. For example, in the COVID cases, which are so much now there all across Mumbai, India, and the world, every patient requires different remedy. You can't prescribe bryonia to all patients and expect all of them to get better because every person is responding in a different way. It's interesting that people, even in their own family, someone has a COVID and someone, one of them may pick up COVID while another person may not. Why is this so? This has more to do with what we call as the immune system. Every person's immune system is different. And this is also where homeopathy acts. Where does homeopathy act? When anyone asks you, where does homeopathy act? So when you study physiology, there is an axis called a psycho-neuro-endocrino-immunological axis. This is an axis where all the important systems of the body are based. Homeopathic remedy act at this level. They act at the psycho, which means at the mental, neuro, which means at the nerve level, endocrino, hormonal, and immunosystem, immunological level. So at all these four level, at a central level, this is where the remedy acts. And every person's immune system may be different. And this is where homeopathy builds a person's immune system. To understand homeopathy better and to study homeopathy better, you have to understand a little bit deeper that every person's symptom may be different. What do I mean by that? Which means that a person may come and tell you, oh doctor, I get lot of headache. So one person's headache may be different to another person's headache, for example. And this is why in homeopathy there is no single remedy for the same diseases. We need to go a little deeper and find the exact symptom, and this is where case taking is very important in homeopathy. For example, a patient A may come in and he may say that doctor, my pain is especially in the neck. It starts from the right side of the forehead and goes right behind to the neck. Now, in homeopathy, all these detailed symptoms are very important. Why? Because we have a particular symptomatology where when you look at a particular symptom like this in our entire literature, we can find a remedy for you. And for that, we have the materia medicas. There are more than hundreds of different materia medicas and probably 5,000 different remedies. And there are different repertories. Repertory is basically a software that homeopaths use. You know, when you go and meet, when patients come and meet the doctor, and the doctor is doing something in the laptop, he's trying to see which symptom matches the patient, more or less. Often. So coming back to the patient symptomatology, my headache is different than your headache, which means that a person may have a particular type of headache, another person may have another type of headache, and the third person may have a totally different type of headache. Similarly, same situation, different reaction. This is very interesting, no? And why to go very far? You know, I will stay with the present. In the current situation where we are in the pandemic, every person is reacting in such a different way. No, if you see outside, one person may say, "अरे, all this corona and all this, ये सब कुछ नहीं होता है. It's nothing. It's nothing. Nothing happens to me. I am bodybuilder. No problem." This is the person's response, the reaction. Another person, he's so careful. He's inside the room, not even coming outside, wearing like four different masks and washing hands every 15 minutes. Overly conscious, overly cautious, overly careful. Goes into obsessive compulsive disorder. No, I will get COVID. What will happen? I will die. This is a different response. The same, if you look at, if you just look below your building or wherever you're staying, and if you just look down and you see some people walking, if you see, and you'll see everyone is even walking in a different way in the COVID. Some people are walking um, um, with a mask on, very scared. Some people, on the other hand, some people are very indifferent. No problem, come, make my day. So in this way, every situation, in the same situation, different people are reacting in different ways. And this is where our homeopathic medicines are there. Homeopathic medicine undergo a process called as potentization, which means they are ultra diluted. They are majorly ultra diluted, so much that there is only a latent medicinal energy remaining in that substance. And homeopathic medicines are prepared from different sources. Like, for example, the homeopathic remedy are prepared from animal kingdom. Like, there is a remedy we prepare from this fish called sepia. There's a remedy we prepare from the spider called tarantula. There are remedies prepared from plant kingdom, herbal, huh? Bryonia, for example, lycopodium, belladonna, aconite. There are remedy prepared from the mineral sources like sulfur, calcarea, nitric acid, for example. Homeopathic remedies are also prepared from disease products like from tubercular abscess, like tuberculinum, pyrogen from a pustular abscess, hydrophobinum from saliva of a rabbit dog. But one thing I can tell you, and because this is my introductory session, homeopathy works. Homeopathy works, and I have seen it working. I'll show you a few of my cases just to show you how homeopathy acts, just for you to see. And this is a case of a low ejection fraction of a patient whose heart had a very low ejection fraction. When he came to see us, his ejection fraction was 10% only. This is, you can see in the echocardiogram, LVF 10%. This was in November 2019. I took his case in detail, and this is a guy of a 70-year-old man, and after giving homeopathy remedy, his LVF in 6 months, okay, it came to 40 to 50%. It's a case of a very bad painful abscess in a child. With help of homeopathy, it improved. Now I'm going to show a very bad case. There was a case of a burn, a small boy. His father was someone who I knew, and there was Diwali 2 years back. There was Diwali and there was crackers, and suddenly the cracker kind of smashed on the person's face, and there was total burns. I studied the case, and homeopathy healed him. You can see this is a case of a burn, and with help of the right homeopathic remedy, you can see how beautifully the result came up. So amazing, no? This is a case of a post osteosarcoma, that is post cancer chemotherapy. There was a non healing wound that even the oncologist couldn't treat, and with help of the homeopathic remedy, this was a non healing wound with abscess. Just with the homeopathic remedy, the wound healed. This is a case of a glioma, that is a brain tumor, which came to see me. And you could see there was an increase in the tumor size when he came and saw me. And with help of the homeopathic remedy, in less than 6 months, okay, less than 6 months, you can see here, this is everything I'm showing you is with investigations. Okay, if people want to come and anytime they want to check, I have a whole file with reports, everything is ready, just you can come and watch it, no problem. You can see, as compared to previous MRI dated 30th November 2019, the residual mass lesion appears to have reduced in size from 6.8, 3.2, 3.5 to current size of 3.6, 2.7, 2.0, which means from 6.8 to 3.6, almost half. And this is only with homeopathy. The patient did not take any other treatment. So beautiful, no, the result of homeopathy. My talk today is especially for students who are watching. There are many, many students all across India, Europe who are watching who don't know whether we should do homeopathy. They message me, they write me on Instagram, they email me, sir, I don't know, what should I do? Should I do MD? Should I study homeopathy? Or should I do something else, fashion designing? And I tell them, what should I do? And I thought and thought and thought, and then I discussed with few people. I discussed with my team, Yash, Utsav, Shivani, Juhi, and I, I thought, what do I do? How do I help people? And then I thought about doing this course. I thought, what if I do a 6 month course, a weekend course that people can sit, they can sit anywhere across the world and watch and study with, not just with me. The course is not about me. The course will be about all the best homeopaths in the country. I'm going to try to get you the best homeopaths in the country according to their availability. And 20, 25 of the best doctors teaching you the real classical conventional homeopathy with the materia medica understanding, with the organon understanding, with the repertory understanding, with the case taking understanding from step by step. This is what my dream was, so that every single student, can decide and can think, no, I want to study homeopathy, I should be able to do a course, and very, very affordable. This is what I wanted to do for all of you. And yes, homeopathy works beautifully. This is a case of thyroid, and I think you must have seen this, who had come to see me. The TSH was 100. Just in a month of a remedy, the TSH came to 4.5, and now it's almost more than a year, and the thyroid is normal. Beautiful, absolutely beautiful. Dengu's, many cases of dengu's we treated with homeopathy. You can see the NS1 antigen. As you already know, most of you may be knowing, I come from a very um, rich background of doctors. Both my parents are ophthalmologists, they are eye doctors. And so that is why I was always inspired to take out ophthalmic cases. And in some cases, I refer them the cases to tell me, okay, I gave this remedy and now 6 months have passed. You tell me, what is the difference? कुछ फर्क पड़ा है क्या? I ask them, and they some very often they tell me that there has been a change. How did it happen? And they evaluate. So conjunctivitis, beautiful treatment with homeopathy. Before after, you can see this. Difficult orthopedic cases, joint cases, cases of tennis elbow. Just with the right homeopathic remedy, within 2 weeks, this guy who had a huge cyst was cured. Case of eczema in children's. In children's cases, homeopathy is so beautiful. I can't tell you. The case of eczema of a child, just with homeopathic remedy, the right homeopathic remedy, and the beautiful result. It's a case of paralysis, post-injury paralysis. This is a very interesting case. Someday I will show you a girl who was walking and suddenly she started walking and to 5 months, you can see she started walking. So amazing, no? Many more cases of glioma. I have treated in last few months, few cases of glioma. This is another case of glioma in which the tumor size was increasing, and with the help of the homeopathic medicine, there has been a decrease in the size. You can see overall compared with previous MRI, there has been a progressive decrease. I'm still treating this case. Maybe at some point I will show you. This is another case of eczema of a child. Very bad case. I studied this case in detail. Just with one dose of a remedy and beautiful result. I'm just showing you the cases right now, just to motivate you to take up homeopathy. Okay. And at some point, I will show you the entire course. I'm going to show you many cases, many cases. And I'm going to show you why I gave the remedy, how I gave the remedy, what rubrics I took, everything. ऐसे ही नहीं. This is a case of subacute sclerosing panencephalitis, a case of coma where a child was not responding at all. Okay. And I studied this case in detail, and with help of homeopathic remedy, within few hours, okay, in at the end of about maybe 4 5 days of the homeopathic remedy, I analyzed this case, and there was a remarkable change. You can see in within a week the patient was out of ICCU, was back to my clinic. This is my old clinic. Beautiful in cases of psoriasis. This was a case of Palmer plantar psoriasis. We studied this case, and again with the right homeopathic remedy, just within 6 months, remarkable change. You can see it's almost like a new skin. Beautiful, no? What do you feel? It works. Yes, it works. Absolutely, it works. So I was telling you about how homeopathy, how we analyze the cases in homeopathy. One of the main thing in homeopathy is treating man as a whole. This is the main fundamental basic of homeopathy. Even if a person has a cough, we just don't look at a cough. We look at the entire totality from head to foot. What are the different symptoms? What is happening in the head? What is happening in the eyes? What is happening in the mouth? How he feels more chilly, he feels more hot. So everything has to be studied in detail. So here I will show you one of the most interesting cases that I did. Okay. So I'm going to show you one case. Okay. And at the end of the case, just a little bit of a discussion. Okay. And I would like to know, what do you think about the case? What remedy you think like this? What do you say? It's a good idea. करते हैं. So this is one of the difficult cases which I saw. This was a case of COVID positive pneumonia, admitted in the hospital, and from there they called me up, and I've been fortunate enough to help few patients, whether they are COVID, suspect COVID. Some of them did well, and some of them probably didn't do well as well. We don't claim that we cure everyone, but I believe in many cases we are able to save people's life, and yeah. So this is a case. Let's try to solve this case. Okay, chalo, you solve it. So I'm going to show you this case now, and at the end of 6 months, I'm going to show you one case, and I want you to see what is the change in the way you analyze the case, you look into a case at the end of 6 months. So this is a case of COVID positive case. Since 15 days, fever, okay, and a lot of dullness, lot of weakness, almost indifferent, no energy. There's just no energy in the body, no energy at all. Has become almost indifferent, non-reactive, essay, just lying down like this. Doesn't feel like doing anything. Lot of chills in the body, okay, and the chills generally begin from chest. Chill begin from chest and abdomen, and heat generally begin from feet. So lot of congestion in the chest, lot of congestion in the chest, especially on the left more than right. Whitish expectoration, and this cough especially begins when he's eating and more when he's walking. And this cough improves when he drinks a lot of warm water. Warm water makes him feel better. I want you to note down all these symptoms. Okay, you have to analyze the case. I am not going to analyze the case. Lot of breathlessness also, and this breathlessness is aggravated on eating, and breathlessness is aggravated on sleeping. When he lies down, there is breathlessness. But the breathlessness gets better on walking. Once they walk, once he walks, he feels much better. This is interesting because this person is dull, has no energy, has no power. But this breathlessness, he's walking, and the breathlessness improves. Interesting, no? Hmm. Then I asked the physical generals. Thirst. How is the thirst? Thirst has reduced compared to before. Desire, especially likes to have a lot of fish. Okay. I told you sweats on the armpit and very hot patient. Very, very hot patient. We ask, what is the effect of this problem to you? And the person, the patient just doesn't answer at all. Uh, uh, doesn't want to answer. Okay. This is the thing about it. Still, we are asking questions. This is not answering properly. State of mind. He absolutely is very irritable because there is just no energy in the body, total dullness. Okay, the body has no energy at all. Doesn't want to answer, feels no energy in the body. Go away. I don't want to answer. Go, please go. Don't do this. Mat karo. Go away. Go. Jao. Interesting, no? His reports shows, and every case I'm showing you is documented. Okay, so CT chest shows patchy areas with ground glass densities in subpleural region in upper and lower lobe of the lung. Corads 5 very high, suggestive COVID. Okay. Vital parameters along with oxygen, the SpO2 is 93, temperature 100, BP is going down 100 by 60. Very irritable, just doesn't want to talk. He keeps cancelling the calls if we ask them again and again. Okay, this is the case. Chalo. Now you have to analyze. Okay. Hello. Are you guys there? So I'm giving you about 5-10 minutes to analyze. Think how to analyze. Batao. Let's take some suggestions. What do you think is a remedy and why? Sakshi Modi, Bryonia. Sakshi, in Bryonia, always, it has to be there in the first 7 days of pneumonia generally. And in Bryonia, remember what I have seen is there has to be some kind of pain in the chest while coughing, and lot of dryness in the mouth, and very insidious type of fever which doesn't come very fast, but it comes very slow gradually. The prodrome remains for a longer time. So yeah, some more suggestions here. Apis Varsha. Okay, Varsha, maybe I'll show you one case of apis in the course when you will see how I treated a case of COVID with help of apis. China Ars, Prasad. Hello Prasad. China Ars, remember, lot of thirst with lot of weakness and very very active mind is China Ars. Solidago Varshika. Varshika Solidago more renal remedy, and it's a remedy for mainly we use it for chronic renal failure or kidney deficient function. Check Fatak repertory. Arsenic alb seems a crowd's favorite. Um, has to have some kind of anxiety. Srishti, this person Didn't want to answer. If arsenic would have been in there, would have been talking. मुझे ये हो रहा है, मुझे वो हो रहा है, मुझे ये हो रहा है, मुझे वो हो रहा है. Raheen Fatima, Gelsemium. Gelsemium very clingy. The main symptom of Gelsemium is hell desire to during chills, but that is not there. Arnica. Arnica has no effect. Remember Jyoti, and I have few cases where I have treated, along with Arnica, I have treated COVID cases. But in Arnica, one of the main symptoms what I've seen is there is some kind of aching pain. There is a aching pain. It belongs to compositor family. Aching pain. And head is hot and lower part of the face is cold. Shefali, Natrum muriaticum. Okay. Natrum okay, possible. Phosphorus, Khushbu. China, Puja Davande. Bhavisha Yelimenithia. Stanum, Uttareshwar Sakre, Sepia. Some more suggestions. Spongia. Spongia, in Spongia, no, there is a lot of anxiety. They sleep and they get up suffocated. But Spongia also has the symptom of walking ameliorate, Shruti. So it's a good suggestion. Asthapal, Gelsemium. I told you Gelsemium is very anxious. Baraita carb generally not for this state, Vinaya. Baraita carb is more for glandular symptoms. So post COVID, when there are glandular symptoms or BP goes high, think about Baraita carb. Abu Bakar, arsenic alb. I told you there is no anxiety of arsenic. Okay. Maurizio, sepia. You know, Maurizio, I think Maurizio is from Italy. Maurizio, the main symptom of sepia is indifference lies with eyes closed. There's a rubric in Kent Repertory single remedy. Okay. Now, in sepia, the whole theme is of detachment. But in sepia, in the acute, now we are talking about the acute case, sepia doesn't have the range of this symptomatology. In sepia, it's mainly prescribed for mixed complicated fevers, which means in fevers where homeopaths have really spoiled the case. You have given all the remedies, like if suppose all of you, one has given baraita, arsenic, opium, bryonia, you have given 10, 15 different remedies in 3, 4 days, and because that the fever and the paroxysms are changing. That is sepia, Maurizio. Change paroxysm, chill changing paroxysm due to homeopathic potencies, Kent repertory. You want me to show you the rubric? Batao? I will show you. Okay. Kent repertory. Chill. Oh. Gelsemium. No, no. Gelsemium cannot be the remedy. I told you because in Gelsemium, no, there is a lot of anticipation, which is not there. In, see, this is the rubric. I hope you can see this. Fever changing paroxysm after homeopathic potency. It's a single remedy in sepia. Some more suggestions. Let's see. Baptisia. Few people are saying Baptisia. Baptisia, no, the main thing is it is a number one thing about Baptisia is offensiveness, extreme offensiveness, offensiveness of mouth, offensiveness of discharges. That's very important. Some more suggestions. Okay, some more suggestions. Phosphoric acid. Yes, phosphoric acid is a very good suggestion. I have used it a lot in COVID cases where weakness remains, and it comes very close actually. But phosphoric acid, no, walking doesn't ameliorate. That's the chief difference. Hmm. Ramya. How are you doing, Ramya? Bromium, walking amulette hot patient. I have treated many difficult cases of COVID with bromium. The main thing about bromium is the chest is affected, and generally, always hot weather, the asthma or cough increases. That's the main thing. In hot weather, when cough increases and a dry cough where inspiration aggravates and the lung is fibrous, think about bromium. I used it. Maybe I will show you in one of the lectures in the courses, okay? Uh, some more suggestions. Yasmina, Ferrum okay? You know, Ferrum Yasmina, they are very dictatorial people. So they will not even let you take the case if they are so strong. But they have slow walking ameliorate. Okay. Camphora, Bieta. Camphora is very, very chilly, extremely chilly and very clingy. Hmm? Let's take some more. Harry Gill, Ferrum Metallicum. Okay. Sulfuric acid. Oh, no one is telling me the right answer. Abdul Sod, Lobelia. Lobelia inflata, the asthma is better by rapid walking. It's more hysterical kind of breathlessness. Oh God. Many, many suggestions. I am scared now. Rohan says Aspidosperma de do. Acha. Varshika. Tuberculinum aviare. Okay. Maybe I will tell you what I did. Okay. So what to do? And this is the patient, okay? This is how the patient is. So what is the main thing about the case? Sure. Let's see. So this is what we have to do. When you take a case, you have to after the case, you have to form what is called as totality. Alright? What is there in the totality? The number one thing is we have to treat this case of pneumonia. Okay? So lung is inflamed, pneumonia. What else is there? There's a lot of dullness. There's a lot of weakness. Yeah? The respiration is better by walking. Yeah. There is fever, and fever, what is the symptom? Feels more in the feet and doesn't want to answer at all. Aversion, okay, and extreme exhaustion. This is what is called as a totality of symptoms, or in Bonninghausen and word, this is called as portrait of disease. This is what you have to do at the end of a case. Are you all with me? Say yes. Okay, you're there. I thought you fell asleep or something like that, or you just closed my lecture and went off to see IPL or something like that. I know most of you are just waiting for my lecture to get over and go back and watch IPL or something like that. Yes भी लिख रहे हैं. Wow. Okay, so this is the portrait of the disease. Now, once you see that, okay, now we have to now what to do after this. One is by knowledge of materia medica. Can we think of remedy which has all these symptoms? ऐसा सोच सकते हैं कोई? Can we think of a remedy which has all these symptoms? Can you think? Very difficult to think of a remedy which has all of this. So then what to do? And this is when you have to use the repertory. Okay? Repertory. This is something that I use a lot. And I don't know if you know, but it's a recent book that I wrote, Art of Repertorization. If you're doing this course with me, please contact to Yash, and you will get this book where I've spoken about different repertories and how to use the repertory. Okay, I hope you get a chance to read this book. So there are different types of repertory. I'm going to teach you. I'm going to teach you. Today is my introductory lecture. I'm just introducing you. थोड़ा warm up कर रहा हूँ आपके लिए. Okay. Today is not the first day of the lecture. Today is before the course start. This is called as an introductory lecture, like a trailer before the movie. All right. Just to warm you up. The course is going to start next Friday. Next Friday is my first lecture. And on Saturday, Dr. Ashish Mehta is going to take on lecture. So every Friday, Saturday for next 6 months, we are going to be together. And I'm very excited for this course. So some people are watching this lecture. Today's lecture is also being shown on YouTube. So if you're on YouTube and watching this, because this is right now going on Zoom, and I'm reading the comments, and my team, my whole students group is here on Zoom. So if you want, you can join this course, 6 months course. Write to Shrusti or Yash or me and join this course. So now, how to start analyzing this case? Chalo, first symptom. Now, why do I choose this repertory I've taken is complete repertory? Why did I choose complete? Why didn't I choose Kent? Why didn't I choose Bonning Hossain? Why didn't I choose Fatak? It's a very long question. This all I will teach you step by step. But for now, because there are many students here, I opened a repertory. Why complete? Because complete is the biggest repertory and it has all the rubrics. So I have taken complete for now. What is the first rubric? I'm love. Barabar? Very good. Next rubric. What is the next rubric? Next rubric. There is a lot of dullness. Can we say that? Dullness in general. Okay. Next, there is fever. Fever, mein what is the symptom? The heat is felt where? Where is the heat felt? It is felt in the feet. Okay. Very good. What else? There is difficulty in breathing. है ना? Difficulty in breathing. What does it feel better by? बोलो. It feel better by walking. है ना? So difficulty in breathing. Walking कहाँ गया? हाँ, walking ameliorate. Barabar? Can you see this? Then we speak about the mind symptom. Just doesn't want to answer anything, no? So the rubric is answer aversion to. First rubric. Answer aversion to. ऐसा rubric है. Next rubric. Still he answers very reluctantly. Answer reluctantly. So these are the different rubrics that I've taken. Yes. And now I look at the repertory. Repertory sheet. देखूं? What do you think? What will come up? At the end of 6 months, you will be able to do all of this, my dear friends. I want you to do all of this, and that's why this course that I'm doing, the 6 months course, where I'm going to teach, is not about. I'm not going to teach you, but I'm going to get work done by you. We are going to do a lot of training. We have amazing team. We have the dean, the principal of this whole course is Dr. Shrusti. She's the head. Then we have the prime minister who handles the entire thing, Dr. Yash. Then we have our backhand team. if you want good marks in your exam, please get in touch with Dr. Juhi. Okay, so she's going to take your exams every month, and at the 6 months, if you get good marks, then at the end of 6 months, we are going to give you, from our team, we are going to give you a gift as a course, a next course as a gift. Okay, so it's just very, very exciting, the whole prospect of studying together. So when I put this in repertory sheet, what do you think will come? Okay, let's see. So the remedy that comes is, there are many remedies, but which remedy will I give? So let's see here. What is the first remedy that comes up? Phosphoric acid. But what is the problem with phosphoric acid? That it doesn't have a very important rubric. What it doesn't have? Difficulty breathing, walking, amenorrhea. है ना? Now in that, the only remedy that comes through and through is the remedy. What is the remedy? The remedy is ammonium carb. Can you see that? The only remedy that comes through and through in all the rubrics is the remedy ammonium carb. So interesting, no? So then, after this, what to do? Okay, so what did I do? I gave ammonium carb 200. In India, because there are many international doctors also who are watching in India, I use only C potency. Okay. Okay, someone asked me, why not Rustox? Why not Rustox? You tell me, why not Rustox? Because Rustox is a very, very anxious and restless remedy. Did you see any restlessness? What was the main? Now, this is another thing that I'm going to teach you. What is the main thing about the case? What is the main thing about the case? This is called as the genius. Boger used to call this as the genius of the case. The main genius is dullness, weakness, no power, no energy. This is carbon, my dear friend. This is carbon. And what is ammonium carb? Ammonium carb is a carbon. So ammonium carb 200. And if you have to study ammonium carb, let me show you. Okay, ammonium carb. So how to study ammonium carb? First, you should open Boger. Boger में क्या करने का? You should see. It has a specific action on respiration, specific action on circulation, specific action on lungs, है ना? Bronchi and right side. This is very important. Then they show all the modalities, worse from, better from, and then comes very important part. Have a look. The genius. See what's written. Low vitality means there is no ताकत. ताकत ही नहीं है. No power. Lacks reaction. Body has no reaction at all. Livid, weak, and drowsy. So many of you were thinking arsenic and gelsemium, है ना? So drowsiness plus weakness, wants to lie down, collapse of nerves. You know? So this is the whole genius, my dear friends. This is the whole genius. This is how you pick the remedy. This is how you understand the main thing that runs through the case. So, and there is a whole, I don't know if you know, but for European doctors, I teach how to treat acute cases, and especially how to treat pneumonia cases like this. So I teach them how to treat pneumonias. I don't know if you know this. Okay, that's it. So in that, when I teach them all of this, and maybe if I get a chance, maybe I can't promise you. If I get a chance, I will teach all of you also. So in that, I make a small map of different stages of pneumonia, and I teach them step by step. There is an entire course for European doctors and for Brazilian doctors that I'm doing. So how I have this is a little bit how I have kind of tried to make a little bit of understanding remedies, in pneumonia. So the first stage is what I call as the initial stage. In this, in first 4-5 days, the remedies which come up is aconite, belladonna, ferrum phos, bryonia, ipecac, veratrum viridi, and sometimes bromium. There can be more remedies also. Okay. In second stage, what remedies come up? Like calica, lycopodium, phosphorus, antimony, eriodectolon, arsenic, ammoniacum, natrum salt, chelidonium, grindalia, tuberculum aviare. This is aviare. Complicated pneumonia, where pyrogen, bacteria, merxol, lachesis, acids, and in last stage, antimtart, carbovich, camphor, veratrum, pyrogen, opium, also laurocerasus sometimes come, and there is a remedy called as carbonium oxygenatum. So this is a whole map schema, and there can be more remedies than this. This is just for the teaching purpose I had prepared. This is how you have to study. This is how you have to learn. This is all that you have to do, my dear friends. ये सब करना है अपने को, ये सब सीखना है. We have to go to the next level so that we can help more and more people. So what happened within a day of ammonium carb? है ना? We should know what happened. So within a day with ammonium carb, the temperature improved, the pulse improved. Okay, SpO2 came to 95. He was able to drink a glass of water. Cough improved by 10%. Breathlessness improved by 10%. He was able to sleep. Irritability improved. He was able to pick up the calls and talk. Previously, he was not ready to answer. Then the cough, breathlessness, pulse improved further. The pulse improved to 92, SpO2 came to 96, his mood improved. So one of the first things you will see in follow-up, within first 48 to 72 hours, the generalities improve if the remedy is right. Yeah? Cough improved further, breathlessness improved more than 50%, SpO2 came to 98, much improved. Then the doctor said, you don't need to be in hospital, go for home quarantine, no problem. This is the beauty. At the end of 10 days, the pulse improved even further. SpO2 was normal, everything constant, cough almost 70%, breathlessness 70% better. And very nicely, he was able to sit, he was able to do everything. So beautiful, no, the result in homeopathy. And at the end of 1 month, we followed up even after a month, all symptoms, there was just no symptoms. So step by step, we prepared an entire document. This is how I've documented every case that I've treated here. And we have been lucky enough to help a lot of people. It is an opportunity to heal people, okay? And we are very lucky to be homeopaths where we get a chance to make a difference in people's life. We are able to. We are not doing anything. Remember this. The minute we say that maine kiya, I did it, you're gone. The whole idea is we are mediums. We are a medium to help other people. That's the idea. So here you can see day by day till an entire month the whole table of temperature, cough, breathlessness, pulse, SpO2, blood pressure, how it has improved step by step. And there will be many questions of yours: which potency, why this potency, why repetition, why not LM, why not? So we are going to have. I'm going to teach you specially how to understand potencies, how to understand repetitions, all this through the entire course of 6 months. So interesting, no? So yeah, a little bit more about ammonium carb. Ammonium carb, it's for me, it's a stage before carboveg. Okay, and it's a very important remedy for emphysema, pulmonary edema, and also cough after influenza. Very important remedy for that also. Very often, ammonium carb may have a comorbidity, a cardiac comorbidity. One of the very important things that you will see with ammonium carb is exertion aggravates. In some cases, you will also see nose blocks as concomitants, aggravated by cold, cloudy weather. That's also a very important symptom of this remedy. Always better lying on abdomen. like Medorinum. I had a very complicated case of COVID in a COVID pneumonia. Allopathic doctor was admitted in hospital, and he was not responding to any medicine. They tried, and finally, with help of Medorinum, there was some response. With the help of Medorinum and allopathy medicines, we were able to save the man. There were many other things that happened in that case, but I'll not forget that case. One of the important symptoms, better lying on abdomen. The other thing that you will often see, this is just one more symptom I'm trying to tell you. Um, in ammonium carb, there is a history of a lot of bitterness against someone in the family. Ammoniums have nitrogen in it, nitric acid. Nitric acid में bitterness होता है, कड़वाहट, kind of bitterness against some. This person did this to me. Okay, I'll not forget this so easily. इतने आसानी से माफ नहीं करूंगा. आज मेरा हुआ है, कल तेरा होगा. That kind of feeling. And ammonium carb, sometimes may look like nuts for makeup because they cannot hear other people talking. So if ammonium carb is like this, but in another room someone is making noise, they'll be like, "What the hell?" They cannot hear. They cannot take it. This is a bit about ammonium carb. This is a little bit of introduction to homeopathy, introduction towards what we are going to do, what the entire plan is going to be for the entire 6 months. And I'm very um, kind of joyful, joyfully looking forward to all of you, where we are going to have our first batch of this course where we are going to study together. And we are not going to just make you listen or hear videos. You have to also solve many cases. Okay, solve many cases, not one case, many cases. And we are going to learn very basics. We are going to learn very simple remedies. Okay, calcarea carb, phosphorus, lycopodium, lachesis, simple important 50 remedies that you should know, you should pick up. And not only mental symptoms but physical symptoms also. At the end of 6 months you should be ready. You should be, yes, now I can do it. You should have that kind of spirit. Hmm? So I hope I hope we can end today by remembering our master Hahnemann. I think the biggest memory in my mind about Hahnemann is the amount of struggles that he went through. The amount of struggles that he went through. If you read his book by Richard Hale, and there is a book called as Faces of Homeopathy by Julia Winston. Faces of Homeopathy by Winston. Okay, it's a beautiful book where actually Hahnemann's real life is written. And the main thing that struck me when I read that was the amount of struggles he went through. And every time he was pushed back, he he put his entire energy in the present tense, worked and went to the next level. Every time he was pushed back, he focused, put his entire energy, went to the next level. Just like the whole life was like a flow. He never sat back and said, "Oh, my life is like this. What to do? Why did I take up homeopathy? मैं ऐसा क्यों हूँ? Oh, why this?" He was never like that. He was always okay, fine. Tough situations don't last. Tough people do. That's the way he took it. So that's the whole spirit in which we should celebrate Hahnemann. And there is so much to learn about Hahnemann, not only by homeopaths but all people around, isn't it? So this is a little bit from me on Hahnemann Day, our first introductory of course. I hope it was interesting for you. If it was interesting for you, do write to me. Um, what was the interesting part for you today? Email me your learning for today, and I hope that our entire journey of next 6 months is going to be absolutely exciting. So this is our schedule for next 2 months. It's a 6 month schedule actually, but this is the first 2 months. We are going to have next Friday. I am going to take a lecture on case taking in detail. Um, then we are going to have a session by. So we are going to have special sessions about organon by very good teachers across India about organon, the concept of disease, totality, classification of disease. So I want everyone to go right from the basics and study. Okay, people who are on YouTube and don't know what I'm talking about, which course I'm talking about, please email us at gaurang@gmail.com or Shrishti or Yash's email, and you can register for the course. So maybe you can increase the size of the email IDs. Anyone who wants to join the course, you can write on our email IDs to register for it. You can write to us about your feedback for today. Shrushti and Yash, they are the one of the main people handling the entire course. You can ask them any questions, which whatever questions I can't answer, I generally just forward it to them and they reply. So this is the curriculum for the next 2 months on organon, materia medica, repertory, and there's a whole curriculum for next 6 months. So much in depth, so much in detail. This will be given to all the participants, and weekly tests and exams. I think Juhi must have announced it, right? Okay, so that's it from all of us for now. Hope to see you next week, and happy Hahnemann Day to all of you. Thank you.